Well, that was not a pretty game tonight between the Atlanta Dream and the Indiana Fever. Final score, it's going to be 91-90. Dream. I got to come out and say, all jokes aside, Brittany Griner was an absolute beast tonight. But I'm not sure there was a bigger beast in the arena than the officiating in this game, which was absolutely brutal.
The WNBA drama has taken a dramatic new turn. In a surprising twist, the Indiana Fever's recent loss to the Atlanta Dream isn't just being blamed on missed opportunities. It's raising eyebrows over potential off-court tension. Stephanie White, now the head coach of the Dream and once the coach of the Fever, finds herself at the center of the storm. Why? Because fans believe there's more than strategy at play in this intense matchup. Rumors of jealousy over Caitlyn Clark's rising fame are spreading quickly, and social media is buzzing with speculation, fan theories, and passionate debate. Today, we break down what happened in the game.
Let's take a look at the final numbers. I got to tell you, number one, shame on the WNBA, because the WNBA and everything that's happened in the last 3 days absolutely wore down this Indiana Fever crowd from the very beginning of this game. That crowd, you could tell, was just fatigued. They were wore out. And I don't blame them. I get it. I absolutely get it. So that's on the WNBA and all their BS.
Let's go back to May 20th, 2025, when the Indiana Fever clashed with the Atlanta Dream. What started as a typical regular season matchup quickly turned into something far more heated. By halftime, it was obvious this wasn't a normal game. Atlanta played with intensity, as if they had a personal vendetta. Caitlyn Clark was hounded all night, double-teamed, smothered, and denied any space. Their mission was clear: stop Clark at all costs, and they succeeded. She never found her rhythm, and Indiana's offense fell apart. Atlanta walked away with an 85-74 win. But was it just tough defense?
I'm proud of our fight, the toughness that we showed, our ability to stay together. Our bench was really engaged in every timeout and in every huddle. We were all engaged.
Stephanie White is no newcomer to Indiana or the WNBA spotlight. She's worn the Fever jersey, coached the team, and even earned the Coach of the Year title in 2023. Known for her tough-minded approach and sharp basketball mind, White has long held the league's respect. But things take an interesting turn now. She once led the Fever, and now she's guiding the very team that just shut them down. Caitlyn Clark seems to be her primary target. Many fans believe White resents being eclipsed by Clark's meteoric rise. Clark has reshaped the league, driving up attendance, media attention, and jersey sales. For someone like White, who built her legacy quietly.
Yes, this stinks. We want to win this game. But, I think this is great for her team. A little adversity. How are we going to respond? How are we going to come in here tomorrow morning and watch the film and learn and get on the court and get better? And like I said, that's why this league is so great. You have a couple days and then you get right back to it. You find a way to respond. We have a chance to go there and play them, actually. So it's even better, I guess. We can, get a little redemption if we go down there and play well.
Caitlyn Clark isn't just a standout basketball player. She's become a cultural icon. Selected as the top overall pick by the Indiana Fever in 2024, she entered the WNBA with historic hype and unmatched expectations. Her deep shooting range, elite court vision, and cool confidence lit up college basketball, and now she's doing the same in the pros. Every game she plays boosts TV viewership. Arenas are packed. League-wide attendance is rising. Off the court, she's signed major endorsement deals with companies like Nike and Gatorade.
Honestly, I give my team a lot of credit, my teammates a lot of credit. We never gave up. We fought. We were right there. We found a way to get back in it. when things didn't seem very good for this group, at least we stayed together and we kept fighting, and that's a positive.
Even casual sports watchers are tuning in just to watch Caitlyn Clark. But not everyone is celebrating her spotlight. That's where the jealousy narrative gains traction. Some fans and insiders suspect that Stephanie White is growing weary of all the praise Clark receives. While Clark dominates headlines, others, including experienced coaches and longtime players, fade into the background. During the Fever vs. Dream game, White's intensity felt personal. She wasn't just coaching, she was playing mind games. From the opening whistle, Atlanta's defense keyed in on Clark. Every movement, screen, and possession was tracked. This game wasn't only about winning, it was psychological warfare.
They shot 32 free throws. It's a lot of free throws. Going to be difficult to win a lot of games when we foul people that much and put them at the line that much. It's tough. They made 25 out of 32. We still went to the line 26 times, missed 10. So that's the game really right there. It obviously doesn't come down to that, but, it's just a little thing.
After the game, social media exploded. Clark vs. White quickly trended on X, formerly Twitter. Many accused Stephanie White of harboring jealousy and bitterness, while others defended her as simply executing a brilliant strategy. Caitlyn Clark remained composed during her post-game remarks. She praised Atlanta's defense and humbly admitted, "I've got to be better." Still, her expression told a different story. She looked drained and frustrated. On the other hand, Stephanie White was all smiles. When asked about Clark, she answered vaguely, "We just executed our game plan."
I didn't think we were disruptive at all. I felt like we let them move the ball wherever they wanted to. We had a lot of breakdowns in our coverages. We weren't really helping one another out. We played like 5 individuals defensively at times instead of collectively as a unit. And good teams take advantage of that. Atlanta was really good at getting downhill. They knocked down some tough shots, but when you dig yourself a hole, it makes it really difficult to use all your energy to come back.
Let's break down the numbers, because stats often reveal the real story. Caitlyn Clark ended the night with only 12 points, 4 assists, and 6 turnovers, well below her average of 22 points and 7 assists. She shot just 3 for 13 from the floor, and only 1 for 7 from beyond the arc. Clearly, something knocked her off balance. Meanwhile, the Dream racked up 28 fast break points and forced 18 total turnovers, many of which came directly from Clark. It was a defensive masterclass, and, to many, a calculated effort.
What was the plan defensively for the Fever's last possession of the game?
We just put a lineup up there that we thought could match up. We were gonna, if we needed to, we'd switch. If we got hung up on anything, we try to keep it out of some people's hands. And we were just hoping to take a tough shot. And they probably got a shot that they felt good about, but we played really good defense on the shot. We, didn't foul and made it tough.
There could be more to this rivalry than meets the eye. Stephanie White wasn't brought back by the Indiana Fever after the 2022 season, and some insiders say she felt discarded by the very franchise she once guided to success. Now, Caitlyn Clark is the new centerpiece of the team and the media's chosen star. Could this be White's moment of revenge? A way to say, "You replaced my leadership with flash, but I still outsmart you?" It's all speculation, but ego plays a real role in sports. Fame breeds friction in unexpected ways.
How disruptive were that first half, the choppy waters, the stoppages like Caitlyn was talking about, and you guys never really were able to get in the pace like you've been talking about?
Yeah, it's tough. It's every coach's frustration when you have to use challenges on out-of-bounds plays. It is what it is. But for teams to win 3 challenges in the first half, I don't know that I've ever seen that either.
Signs of unrest may be brewing inside the Indiana Fever itself. Some of the team's veterans appear to be struggling with Clark's growing prominence. The body language during timeouts and the lack of fluidity on the court are raising concerns. Are teammates feeling sidelined, or are they still adjusting to a new team identity? Clark's leadership skills are evolving. She's confident, but still learning. She's used to being the focal point, and not everyone in the locker room may be ready for that shift. When unity breaks down, performance dips.
The first half seemed pretty choppy with, the amount of fouls, the challenges. Just how did that affect you as the point guard and just the team's pace as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, to me, challenges cannot take that long. It ruins the flow of the game. I get it. It's early in the year. The refs want to make the right call. We can't sit there for 2.5, 3 minutes and on an obvious hit out of bounds off of them and still not know the call. I get it. There's things to look at. There's the clock. There's is the ball going to be taken out. But that's not the only reason the flow of the game was ruined. But we're just standing there. We're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting. And then obviously, like I said, a lot of free throws shot between both teams tonight. That makes the game more choppy when there's a lot of fouls.
The media has only added fuel to the fire. Every headline shouts, "Clark does this," and "Clark does that," leaving rival coaches and teams exhausted by the constant attention. Stephanie White might be pushing back. By outmaneuvering the league's most hyped rookie, she changed the story. Now, the spotlight is on her, and she's owning it. This has moved beyond wins and losses. It's now about legacies. The WNBA is slowly embracing the NBA model. Storytelling is just as important as statistics. And right now, this is
when Coach White is put in a position to have to use both her challenges in the first half on calls that were pretty point blank, and then we're left with none there in the second half, which, you can pick and choose. Maybe you save them, maybe you don't, but still, every single possession matters. But like I said, it doesn't come down to that. No matter what, if it's a choppy game, we got to find a way to find our flow a little bit better, especially to start the game and start the second half, for sure.
This fierce rivalry between Stephanie White and Caitlyn Clark may actually benefit the league. Why? Because rivalries bring in eyeballs. Think of Bird versus Magic or LeBron versus Curry. Fans crave these personal battles. Clark's rise already put the WNBA on the map. And now a bold coach stepping up to challenge her only adds more drama. Every fever dream matchup is becoming must-see television. Broadcasters will surely highlight this clash in future games. The more conflict, the more interest.
But like I said, it was just flat. We missed free throws. We missed layups. We didn't really execute. They were physical. And I think that was kind of why it didn't feel as smooth as we would have liked there.
We can't forget, Caitlyn Clark is only 23. She's carrying the weight of a franchise and the expectations of a league revival. Every misstep is magnified. Every loss dissected. She's expected to perform like a seasoned superstar night in and night out. And that kind of pressure can wear anyone down. Against Atlanta, Clark looked vulnerable, and that's perfectly normal. But critics often skip empathy and demand flawlessness, and that's a heavy load for any young player to carry on her shoulders. Clark is a fast learner, but her struggles are playing out under a harsh spotlight.
I thought AB was outstanding. She battled, for 36, almost 37 minutes. And BG and Bree Jones are two of the best bigs in our league. I thought she did an outstanding job, and we got to learn and grow from it.
That pressure only intensifies when coaches like Stephanie White make it personal. White didn't just coach a game. She played a psychological masterclass. She knew Indiana's tendencies, Clark's emotional cues, and used them all. Hard fouls early on rattled Clark's rhythm. Trash talk chipped at her focus. Atlanta's bench clapped after her missed shots to shake her confidence. Each substitution felt tailored to test her. This wasn't just basketball, it was mental warfare. After the game, social media lit up. Fans debated whether Clark was unfairly targeted. Some called it jealousy. Others said it was just gritty competition. Instagram clips broke down every contact. YouTube flooded with breakdowns of her errors. Clark has become a polarizing figure. Fans either idolize or criticize her, and Stephanie White is now seen as her biggest challenger. Their next matchup is already highly anticipated. Will Clark deliver a statement performance? Will White keep applying the pressure? Ticket prices are climbing, and ESPN has taken notice. This has moved beyond sports. It's a full-fledged drama. Even a handshake could go viral. Despite the pressure, Clark has shown impressive mental resilience. After each challenge, she studies film, adjusts, and comes back stronger. This Atlanta loss may be the fuel behind her next big moment. Every great, Jordan, Kobe, faced early setbacks. This could be Clark's turning point. Meanwhile, White's win wasn't just smart, it was personal. She reminded everyone that she's still elite and earned fresh respect, even as the villain. In sports, being loved or hated beats being ignored. And now, White is unforgettable. The Fever now face hard choices. Should they protect Clark more or let her grow through adversity? Should they tweak the roster or give chemistry more time? Right now, Clark looks isolated, and frustration is creeping in. The coaching staff must respond emotionally, not just tactically. To win, they must build around her quickly. If not, more losses like Atlanta await. This game might change everything, not just for Indiana, but for the entire WNBA. Clark is the future, but rivalries like this give the journey meaning. Stephanie White gave the league a perfect rival. For now, Clark remains its brightest star, but her path will be rough, full of challenges, heartbreaks, and comebacks. That's what makes it gripping. New fans are tuning in, and no matter the outcome, that's a win for everyone. So what's your take? Was White's win pure strategy, or something more personal? Jealousy? Mind games? Or simply genius coaching? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more WNBA drama and deep dives. Because in this league, it's not just about scoring, it's about who wants it more. Until next time.